Good afternoon, everybody. Remember, have a holly jolly Christmas. One of my favorite Christmas mugs. Yes, Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now, I know you're saying, Psycho Christmas Hour. What the hell is that all about? Firstly, I know it's afternoon here. Like I said, it's almost 12:30 Central Standard. And I know a lot of you people will be either watching football or going off and starting your Christmas dinners if you already haven't done that. I don't have to do that this time around. I got blessed by my daughter. My oldest daughter invited me over for Christmas dinner. I've got some things to contribute, and we're going to be doing that in I don't know, around 3 o'clock today for a couple hours. So looking forward to that. I know there's nobody here right now in the room here, but needless to say, I just kind of wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I also am going to go link here a second. And guys, we're going to put this up. You know what? Happy Yule to you too. Great. Here, hang on. I'm sorry. So I'm just dropping that GoFundMe link for Mike Sweeney. Believe you me, I can't say I know exactly how he feels, but I've been in parallel circumstances. Parallel. Okay. Let's see. So, like I said, to hear that, maybe you guys are getting ready for your Christmas meals, or I know that there's a couple football games on today. I know that, let's see, unfortunately, Bears lost again to the Bills yesterday. I'm like, that's 8 games straight, 8 losses straight. I think they said either that tied or we tied or beat our most losses in franchise history. And Chicago Bears got started literally in 1920. So 102 years. That's bad. Makes me long for the days, of course, for the Bears. We are the Bears. Shuffling crew. Yeah, doing it for you. That's right. Over the years, although I think the last Super Bowl 20 Bear that I met, and I met him several times actually, was Dan Hampton. What a nice guy Dan Hampton was and is. But I've probably met around 12 to 15 members of the Super Bowl 20 Chicago Bears. That's right. 2006, I couldn't watch the game, and maybe I'm glad when it was Bears. And because at least we spanked the Patriots back in '86 down in New Orleans. But when it came to Bears versus Colts, if the Super Bowl was the first half of any football game, then we would have won that too. Unfortunately, we sucked in the second half back 6. I don't understand. Whatever. So that's the last time we've been to a Super Bowl, was 16 years back. So at least I got to see the good Super Bowl, Super Bowl 20 first. You know what I'm saying? I think my most favoritist, yeah, I said favoritist players that I met from that lineup. Met Walter Payton once. Boy, I'll tell you, sweetness himself. Boy, he was a quiet man, but he was a real good man. Mike Singletary, those defensive eyes. Oh my God, that cold, steely stare. Ladies and gentlemen, I witnessed that firsthand 2 feet away from me. And then let's see. Like I said, Dan Hampton was another nice one. Brian Baschnagel, who's a more minor Bear, but still he was there on that Super Bowl team. Me and him, what was it? We actually conversed a handful of times. and so much so that for a bunch of years, I actually kept his answering machine message that he left to me. One of two celebrities that actually called me. Uh, the last celebrity I actually had that left a answering machine voicemail message for me. How about Ernie from My Three Sons? Yeah, 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 yeah. Because through a mutual friend, we were looking into partnering up and doing stuff together, along with a bunch of other celebrities. But that's not why I had the Psycho Christmas Hour. I hope that for the four of you that are watching here currently, that you guys got something for Christmas. I don't worry about that stuff any year. Anybody that wants to contribute to the Psycho needs a new laptop. That's really what the solution is I need a new laptop. This laptop is old. That's the reason why I'm having the problems. It actually has nothing to do with the internet, we've realized. It's the laptop. So I had to put a laptop fund. Anyways, guys, hopefully, though, some of you guys got some really cool gifts for Christmas. My mom, like I said, is really good at picking gifts. I ended up with a nice warm coat. Really like this coat. It's a nice one, and it's got a little room in it. I like that. Also, she made me, although I haven't built it yet, a build your own record crate for albums. So yeah, believe you me, I'm gonna have to put that together sometime, maybe this coming week. And then another unexpected surprise, but very joyful because I love this magazine, although it's not like it used to be. My mother last year, I thought, only gave me a 1 year subscription to Goldmine. Turned out it was a 2 year. So I get to until early 2024. I get to read Goldmine. Currently, right now, the Ramones are on the cover for Goldmine. Anyway, a lot of good articles though in this end of the year issue for Goldmine. I suggest that will be closed today, but Barnes and Noble usually carries mine, and go get a copy of it. I think you'll like it. There's some very cool, interesting articles in there, and one of the articles we're going to talk about probably New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. We're going to have a special show called In Memoriam 2022. And we're going to talk about all of the musicians that have passed on this year, unfortunately. And new to the list, excuse me, a couple days ago, I almost overlooked this. Rick Anderson, the bass player for the Tubes, also passed away. I like the Tubes. I know they originally were from Phoenix, if I remember correctly. Phoenix, but then half of them are from Phoenix, and then half of them are from San Francisco, because I think that's when the half moved to San Fran and then they found themselves. I personally think that the Tubes' best material was the stuff on A&M, records. If you haven't heard any Tubes, go check them out. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually do like the first two albums they did on Capitol. I like the completion backwards principle and outside inside. Of course, the hits on there, are really good too. I always like Talk to You Later, but I also like I Don't Want to Wait Anymore, which, if I remember correctly, was Bill Spooner's jab at that album. An underrated musician in that band. But everybody that was in the Tubes was excellent band people. I think about Vince Welnick. Of course, before he joined the Dead, was of course in the Tubes. He was in the 70s and 80s lineup for that. And then if I remember correctly, he was the replacement for Brett Milan. If I remember correctly on that, Brett Milan. Hey, speaking of Grateful Dead, Here's Grateful Dogs. You know what? Merry Christmas to you too. It's kind of quiet around here in the Psycho homestead. I pretty much live by myself. My kid moved out a few months ago, and I my last girlfriend's kind of, well, that didn't. Yeah, yeah. But we're amicable, and that's okay. I mean, even though I haven't talked to her for like close to 11 days, I hope she's doing all right. Tried to call, but where she lives, sometimes reception isn't so great. You know what? Merry Christmas to yourself, Royce. I don't blame you. Like I said, I'm only on for maybe an hour. This is just a shorty today, just because I did have a little time on my hands. Thank you, Ollie. Ho, 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 indeed. You know, if I was VC Santa, the real VC Santa, I probably would dole out all kinds of things to everybody out there in the vinyl community. It seems like, though, I would probably be spending half of my Santa budget on jazz LPs. Saying I'm not a big fan of jazz. I like some of it. I just am not a super mega jazz fan. Get what I'm saying with jazz hands? Yes, I saw Vince a few times in early 90s. See, that's cool. I actually, and I'm sorry because my brain is not going real good anymore, but I want that new Vince. Vince lived in Chicagoland suburbs, okay? And let's just say that person was there in the house and witnessed Vince harming himself. And I don't know if he was the one that called the ambulance or what have you, but yeah, that was kind of the end in a way for Vince. So it's too bad. I heard he was, I'm just allegedly, because I don't know, I heard he was very depressed and there was all kinds of other things in regards to that realm. And then of course, whether you want to choose Bruce Hornsby, but he was a guest. He was a guest keyboard player. I don't really count. He's what I would call an auxiliary member of the Dead. You know, I wish I could have seen the Dead perform at least once. I do have one Dead related autograph, and eventually I'll show this. But I'll tell you who used to come down here on a semi-regular basis for a few years on and off. Donna Gottschall. That's who I've got. I've got Donna's autograph. Who, of course, she and her husband Keith were in the Dead from 72 to 79. Yeah, 72 to 79. So I do have that signature. I don't know. I'll tell you this much, guys. As far as for 2023 concerts, there are some people I am really trying to get into this area. I hope it happens. I don't know if it will. I know the one that I would have been interested in going to see in a couple weeks is sold out now. So I couldn't even go if I wanted to. I don't have the money. I just didn't have the money. But it was Great White Slaughter will be performing in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Consult your local tour itinerary. Yeah, and the thing is that I did not meet her. I should say that I would have loved to have met her. I heard very nice lady. The thing is I managed to find it was on Relics Records. I want to say the Heart of Gold band came out in the 80s or early 90s when vinyl was still prevalent on Relics Records, and that's the album I have autographed by Donna Jean. So yeah, so I have a Dead autograph. I've got one of these days I ought to do a special episode. It's not like a bragging episode. It's just it would be more glorified show and tell, but I maybe would have a bunch of stories behind a bunch of different autographs that either early acquired or got through. I've found a lot in resale shops / antique malls over the last few years. I would say that Donna Godshaw album, probably that one, and Love and Spoonful, a complete band signed Love and Spoonful of Hums of the Love and Spoonful are probably my two biggest autograph finds in antique malls anyway. Resale shops, like I said, between October and now, a um, complete band signed Crying Shames and a partially band signed Spanky and Our Gang, because I love Chicago area rock groups from the 50s to, well, the 90s, I think is when I fell off. Yep, ZZ Top, Leonard Skinner, the Sharp Dressed Simple Band Tour coming here in 2023. Can't wait. They're coming here also. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, they are coming to the AMP here in Rogers, Arkansas. Here's the problem. I'm not going. I'm glad I saw ZZ Top, all original trio back in 2010, I want to say. They came down to Fayetteville, Arkansas, Barnhill Arena for Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. I actually got to say a sentence or two to Frank Beard. I tried, I think, what was it? Billy waved. Dusty just ignored us completely. There wasn't many of us, And then Frank Beard, he was walking his Chihuahua. Yeah, on the tour. He brought it with him on the tour bus, this Chihuahua. And, it was just me and some my fiance's kids and this other pair of people. He goes off and gives the drumsticks to the other pair of people after, I was being nice and polite. And I just simply said, thank you for coming out here to perform. And he kind of said in a slightly snooty way, well, we were paid for it. It's our job. I'm like, geez, man, I don't know. It seems snotty the way he went off. And seen him both many times, but I'm a ZZ Top fanatic. I love ZZ. Don't get me wrong. I still need to get that Raw CD, the one of the last things that they ever did with Dusty. Got to see at Kentucky State Fair. Oh, nice. Okay. See, that's cool. That's real cool. No, I get you. And then the other thing is that I'm not going to go see Skinner now. Even Gary Rossington, which, by the way, I don't know if any people know this, that last heart attack for Rossington, I think was the end, because everyone that's coming out on this tour, the only technical original member, all right, is Ricky Medlock, who, of course, went on to bigger fame. But Ricky Medlock is the only original member of Skynyrd, and Johnny Van Zant's still there. The rest of them are all different people, and I'm like, so there's not one classic lineup member of Skynyrd. Even Rossington admitted it's now a tribute band. At least he admitted it. Most people don't. So, I'm sorry. I know, what was it? Paul Stanley brought this up once. He's like, for sports teams, you don't have the same lineup. Maybe if you're lucky, maybe a few years, but you're not going to 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Well, yeah, okay, I get that, but that's sports teams, okay? That's apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges, because, you're used to these musicians from this band making these records and going out on tour. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I just think that when you get down to one member, that you should just shut it down, because it's either that or you flip your name and say, like, tribute to Lynyrd Skynyrd featuring Ricky Medlock or Gary Rossington, or now ZZ Top still has two of the three, so I can see why they still keep going that way. Yes, I love those few albums. Mike, good to see you here. Um, since you are here, I did drop this at the beginning of my broadcast, but since you're here, I'm going to do it again. Sorry, let me do this here. I'm every time I look at cut and paste, it's me of kindergarten. I never was really that good. All right, there's the GoFundMe, Mike. If you can contribute, please do. I know, like I said, I was telling the audience before you walked into the room, Mike, that I can't say that I know how you feel. I'd be a liar, but I think I've gone through parallel circumstances in regards to some of my more older audience knows about my late wife suddenly dying in January 2019. I'm the one that found her. So to be without your partner hurts. We'll talk more about that privately. You're welcome, sir. My theory, Paul and Gene start the show, then slowly have a clone come in. See, that's funny, though, because I know Gene talked about this, that there is going to be a Kiss 2.0. You think I'm going to go to that? No. See, this is the thing. I wish that, you'll love that. You'll love that album. Like I said, you'll love the first few albums. I like the 70s stuff, okay? But saying that, I don't mind Eliminator. I don't. I mean, it's different. They were updating the sound, and I actually do like Afterburner, some of it anyway. And then Recycler's okay, but that's the last ZZ record I bought brand new. So they kind of, I mean, I've picked up Rhythmine and, oh God, I can't remember the other one. But they were okay, but they weren't great. I need to get it on vinyl. Yes, sir. Yes. To hear vinyl come through your speakers. Jesus just left Chicago. But yeah, so I mean, so I never saw Skinnerd. I feel bad about this, but I briefly tried to interact with an original Honkette, and now you're like, what? Well, obviously not Cassie Gaines. Geez. Oh, my head hurts. All right, you Southern rock fans out there. I think it's JoJo Billingsley. I could be wrong on that. She was in a band called Alias in the late 70s with I think one member of Skinnerd was in that band, and I think a member of Atlanta Rhythm Section were in this band. It was like it didn't go anywhere though, that album. You know what? Truthfully, I think about that. I may have to replay it. Worst comes to worst, they just do a remix or a remaster, and maybe we'll have Dusty's bass. Okay, La Futura. Oh, jeez. Is that the one that came out in the late 2010s, and it had the rap song, something about a lighter, a cigarette lighter? Because I remember barely hearing that. Like the hard rock, well, the classic hard rock station in Rockford, Illinois, I think they were just being nice. They played it for a day or two, and then they took it off their playlist. Has anyone ever heard Plainsong, more like 70s folk rock from the UK? No, you got me on that one, Mike. There's so many bands. I don't have it on vinyl. Is it thin? I don't think so. Not those London 70s releases. I don't think so. God, I don't even know where mine is, or I would go and Go find it. Oh, geez, baby. Yeah. Excuse me. So, I mean, that's the thing. So I'm not going to go to that tour unless like I win free tickets. I wouldn't mind if I had the opportunity to meet Billy Gibbons. I think that would be cool. I don't want to meet Franklin, that's for sure. And I would like to meet Ricky Medlock. So I could get some of my Blackwood albums signed. See, and that's another thing for you. Don't go see Blackfoot live. It's a tribute band. All of the members that are in this band were signed off by Ricky Medlock because he owns them. Gots to get paid. Now, Elf. Just kidding. My first guest. Let's see if he'll come on in here.
Hey, Paul.
How you doing, Mason?
Doing good.
Oh man, Mason, good. It's funny, and excuse me, audience, while I go and bring up Beach Boys, because this is going to happen. So Goldmine put out an excellent article in this month's issue with Ramones on the cover, and they talk about Sail On, which is Carl and the Passions and Holland.
Yes, that's correct.
And it looks impressive, that set, actually. They broke it down. Yeah, they broke it down. And Mike's saying hi to you. I may
Mike.
end up getting that, probably. But then again, we'll see. That's kind of what I got going right now. I need to save my money, so to speak. So was Santa good to you?
MacBook Pro, baby. So I'll say yes. Santa delivered. That's for sure.
Here. Did you get good stuff for Christmas, sir?
Absolutely, I got a MacBook Pro. Which
okay.
All right. And I'm testing.
So you're an Apple guy, huh?
Yeah, I'm testing my camera out on it right now. How does it look?
Oh yeah. It's chances are that the slight delay is coming from me. We will have a fund for Mighty Psyko to get after the holidays. Help with a new along with a 50-foot wire cord, because I can't find for some stupid reason. No. So what's the last thing music-wise you picked up?
I don't buy physical media anymore.
Why don't you come back, go out, and then come back in again, and we'll see if it's any better. Yeah, see, it's showing you're muted.
Because I am.
You're muted. It's not me for once. Oh, there you go.
No, it is your connection, because I've got the playback on YouTube and I'm running through very smoothly.
Yeah, I love Train. I like Train Highway Star. Makes you look just like Steve Jobs. There you go. You're a young Steve Jobs, sir. That's what you are today. So there is this honey hole that I'm going to go to probably maybe tomorrow. And this place has got hundreds and hundreds of CDs. I showed him in my last episode. It was that the one I ended up grabbing was more Badfinger centric, but I did find some really cool rockabilly comps from Decca Records and someplace out of the UK with some unreleased stuff. But if I remember correctly, I could have sworn I thought I saw some Beach Boys CDs amongst everything else that they happen to have. Yeah, Ivor, maybe that is possible with the low res. And see, the funny part about it is I could see me and Mason great. I can even see him in my on my feeds when you're welcoming people into the stream. Image on both. It's what it is. I can't really do much more about it, but like I said, I wasn't planning on being here too long. I gotta.
Yeah, guys, I'm thinking it's Paul's connection because
Christmas movie or
I've got
Christmas special.
I've got the playback going on my phone. I'm running through smoothly, and it's Paul's internet.
I told you this wasn't going to be easy. I like doing these damn things, but if I can't go on, so your download be good, but the upload laggy. Yeah, that probably is about right. It is what it is. That's what I say about it. I ain't proud of it either. I really was. I didn't know that it was going to be my laptop until I tried doing that interview with Rachel last week, and I went to somebody else's house with better wireless internet, and it was doing the same damn problems as my internet. That's why I know it's the laptop. That and probably, I don't really understand. I used to not have any problems with on my laptop picking up anything. It's these live streams. That's what it is. That's where it gets wonky. I can watch YouTube movies. I can watch whatever I want on here, and there's either no buffering or teensy weensy once, maybe in like hour and a half. So I don't know. It's just it's the curse of Psyko, I guess. It's my anti-Christmas gift.
Of course,
my anti-Christmas is doing this. He's a mean one.
We're both out of sync, but I'll just go ahead and say you might try checking what
I'll give Psyko bad internet. Yeah. Indeed. That's the curse of it. Well, here's David. David has a 5E Ethernet cable coming to hardwire the laptop to your router. No, that's why I cannot find my Ethernet cable. I dug through I think my son might have accidentally got it. And I think a 50-footer, I don't know, 15 to 20 bucks, I think. I don't know. I'm talking about Walmart. Here's a cool dude. Go check out David the Jazz Connoisseur's channel. He just posted a couple videos about jazz finds and jazz LPs.
Oh,
and I feel bad, Dave. Yeah, I can hear you great. Yeah, I can hear you great.
Oh, and, my
go
mic
check out that.
Working. That's what's going on. My microphone wasn't working.
Ah,
What I was
I
telling you
don't
was,
know. I don't know. Dog says, son, what have you been listening to?
what have I been listening to? Hmm. Oh, I want to know what I've been listening to. Let's see. What's the latest stuff that I've been adding here? I've been diving deeper into psychedelic groups such as Love and Naz. So that's what I've been playing a lot lately. I've been rolling through all of Love's albums, from their first one was
Good. I didn't
self-titled in
hear that
1962
sound.
all the way up to
I
That's Not How This Forever
have,
Changes.
I picked it up at a library book sale. I still have it in my collection, an original mono press of Love's first album with 7 and 7 is.
Yeah.
So, really, oh, Nas, okay. I love Nas. I only
Um,
have
that first
the
Naz album
first
is great.
original,
And
and
the
then
second one, Naz,
Nas, but it's a Rhino press. Yeah.
just just
First
just
album.
testing my audio. I can be heard, right?
I'll have to look into that. Over 25 feet might be
Testing,
okay.
testing.
Maybe. Yep. I hear you. I do hear you.
Is
Yeah,
it
Todd
cutting in and
Rundgren.
out?
I mean, yeah. Yes.
But what I was saying about Naz is that,
But
yeah,
like I
Todd
said, it could be my
Rundgren
internet.
is
I'm only going to be on
is a
maybe.
fantastic
I'm only gonna,
musician.
yeah.
Rundgren, I can't ever get that last name right. But
They got
anyway,
a
he's a
new.
fantastic musician. The work he did with Naz, having wrote every single song, at least on their first two albums. I haven't gone through the writing credits of the third one yet.
Yeah, NAS 3 is not that deep. I remember correctly, they were originally called Fungo Bat, which I'm not really quite sure why, but that's what they were going to and just put the leftovers and that's how now I have a CD box set that just came out in the last 2 months. I'm getting that. Paul, you Phil Spector Christmas album? Yes, I do actually, and I also happen to have. Somebody told me on Phil West, I've got Christmas EP in near minty shape. I found that for like 50 cents years ago in Missouri. Yeah.
But yeah, because like, what are your thoughts on
I
like?
just always thought it was funny that when opened my eyes,
I was just gonna say, what are your thoughts on the second album, Naz Naz?
I don't. I like the first two over the third. Okay, I still kind of wish though that they would have lasted longer. But Todd's Todd, And the thing that's goofy as a minor trivia note here is that Tom Mooney, the drummer, and oh my God, what's the singer? God. Anyways, like Nas broke up, I think in late 70, I think, and by 1972, Rick Nielsen and Tom Peterson, of course, from Cheap Trick, found those two members of Nas because they loved Nas. And of course, Rick and Tom were in Fuse, which I'm still looking for that album from 68, 69. No, wait a minute, not 68. I think that one was 70, 71 for Fuse. But the two Nas went with the two Cheap Trick and they turned themselves into Sick Man of Europe. That's the name of the band of all things. I think in 72, for some reason, a couple of the concert dates were under the Nas name, but it had something to do with some tour obligation or something. And then after that, for like I said, for the rest of 72, they were Sick Man of Europe. And then they broke up and their way, and Rick and Tom went back to Rockford, and well, next year later, Cheap Trick. So, I did end up talking to Mooney, okay, publicly and privately. I said, you guys, Todd's still alive. The only that's not is Carson Van Ost, the bass player, but I'm sitting going, how, like, if it was possible to get back with Todd, even for just like a single, like 2 new songs, and I even was like trying to attempt to petition them. I think that'd be pretty cool to have. Well, now it's going to be 2023, but since they started in 68, here we are 55 years later, here's the Nas. And they could probably, at least for the single, bum Kasim Sultan on him, have him play bass. That actually be some really good backs.
I think they're kind of an underrated group, in my opinion, because not a lot of people have heard of Nas. I mean, if you're hardcore psychedelic fans, then yeah, everybody knows Nas. But like just the general music fans, I play Nas for them. I play Open My Eyes, and they're like, "What's this? I've never heard this before." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is pretty good stuff." And they're like, "Yeah, it is. I gotta check them out more." It's one of those things where like they only have 3 albums, and so they're a little more obscure to general music fans from what I've experienced.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I always thought Open My Eyes, it was really funny because you hear those first few notes and you're going, wait a minute. They slightly swiped Can't Explain. Started off like that, and I'm going, well, you know who one of your influences is. I just like the whole phaser effect, the shifting phaser effect that they do on that song, just as much as small faces. I think those were like the first 2 examples of that phasing type stuff that I ever heard in the late 60s. And I'm going, okay. I said, that's some cool stuff there. Not to change topic exactly, but so Steve Marriott, I just found out about this too, by the way, through that magazine I'm reading this week, that Steve Marriott in 1974, A&M was pushing Humble Pie to do another album. Well, Marriott ends up, they kind of sort of do things, but A&M didn't like the album. They rejected it. And so Humble went back into the studio, and that's how You Get Street was the album.
Hello.
But Steve Marriott under the Humble Pie name is there's a new album out now. So in fact, that just got released in the last 4 to 6 weeks, if I remember correctly. So lots of old stuff they keep coming up with, and I love it. I wish they would find a lot more stuff. There's some things, unfortunately, though, that maybe didn't need to come out, aka the 5 albums that Bruce Springsteen says he's had in the vault since the 90s. I'm going, if you've got 5 albums worth of stuff in your vault, how much of it is really going to be, and how much of it are we going to want to listen to? This is obviously for a super duper collector of Bruce Stringbean. I'll tell you that right now. And I would not want to see the price tag of these 5 albums. I don't know if he's putting them out separately or together as a cohesive unit, if you can call it that. I just don't know. So, let's see here. Yeah, I think late. Yes. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Small Faces is a great album. Um, the drum phasers are neat. Yes, yes, yes. I love Small Faces. The only album I've got, and I showed it a long time ago, is I have I think it's from 1972, Ogden's Nut Gone Flake, but on it's on Immediate Abco. That's the label. So it's like finding that thing was really goofy. You still get the round of the Ogden, but it comes in a die cut sleeve. And I found that thing for like $6 or $7, and I'm going, huh? And I grabbed that sucker real fast. I like that album. Record Crate says we need Nebraska Part 2. Oh boy. I don't know. As I've said this before, I'll say it again. Bruce Springsteen, there's some mega fans here, okay, but I'm not one of them. I do think he's a decent songwriter. I'm going to say that. I don't know why I don't like his voice. I think the E Street Band was one of the best band of crack musicians that Andy had behind him playing for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. Rest in peace, Clarence Clemens and Roy Batan. But the things that, I stress the word songwriting because Manfred Mann got all of their hits in the 70s, courtesy of Bruce's writing. I know there's other ones. What was it? Aretha Franklin with her version of Pink Cadillac. I mean, and I don't really care for that version either, but what I'm saying is that it's our power to be really good. A lot of people, of course, that are huge Bruce fans or non-Bruce fans turn to Born to Run to be that album that people really, really like. Now, saying that, I think next time I really remember at least listening to a Bruce song on the radio that I liked was Hungry Heart from The River. And I don't know if it's because of Bruce or because Flo and Eddie happen to sing backgrounds on that song, because I really like when they do backgrounds no matter what. Hey, 1 second, please. To you there, Shanny Annie, I've been trying to reach you for 10, 11 days. Okay. I have tried. Sorry, I'm not trying to call you out. But since you're on here, I thought I'd let you know. I've tried calling you through Messenger for the last 10 to 11 days. I even tried calling you this morning. I don't know if you just can't pick it up or maybe you're not feeling good or whatever. Just thought I'd let you know I haven't been ignoring you. Okay. Yeah, it was interesting. Natalie Cole's version of what? I know about Pointer Sisters Fire. Oh, okay. Was it Natalie that did it? I don't know why I thought Aretha. My bad. Nebraska is your favorite Bruce record. Okay. They burned Bruce pretty much. And Hillbilly Hell No Reception. Yeah, I could see that. Well, I'm sorry. Like I said, I did try to contact you. I just want you to know I wasn't ignoring you. Pink Cadillac. That's it. Okay. So, and the last thing that I remember, I never bought the We Are the World album, not brand new, because I was like, geez, I don't want that. But Bruce and the E Street Band donate a live version of Jimmy Cliff's Trapped, and it actually sounds really, really good. You can hear the intensity in that damn band. They were on all cylinders on that recording, and I'm like, that's great. If they were a lot more like that in that delivery, I maybe would be a bigger fan. Also, on the greatest hits, for some reason, I like Murder Incorporated. That one actually came across really well. I like Nils Lofgren as a guitarist. I like Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's not it. Hey. No, Stevie Van Zandt, when he was with Bruce and the Disciples of Soul, Little Steven and the Disciples of Soul. And if
Dusty.
you haven't listened to those, Mason, huh?
Oh, I'm just saying hi to Dusty.
Oh, Dusty. Yes, I see you, Dusty. Yeah, I see that now. How you doing, Dusty? Welcome to the Psycho Christmas Hour / my internet fucking up in and out. Anyways, but so I mean, like I said, he's done some good stuff. It's just I'm not a mega fan, and I think a lot of mega fans got pissed, of course, because of the ticket fiasco, just like the Taylor Swift fans are with the ticket fiasco. I know Ticketmaster is being investigated. If I remember correctly, they started that, but are they really going to do anything? Are they really going to go after Ticketmaster for this? I wish they would. I remember the days, and I'm aging myself here, before Ticketmaster, when you had territories and wherever you lived, you had 1 to 2 different ways of getting tickets. And I'm not talking a scalper. For me, Chicagoland, Ticketron was a little bit more fair. And I'm sorry, but yes, I did go stand in line a few times for concert tickets. Okay. I thought it was an interesting experience. Sure, maybe it was a pain in the ass because you had to wait. I would not be one of those fans, Mason, that would be sitting out overnight to be the first person at the ticket booth. I mean, sure, you'd get the best seats, but truthfully, okay, the only ones, there's a good question for people is what one band or one musical artist, if in that day in time frame, would you have stood out in line all night in a sleeping bag and the ticket window opens up at 9 a.m. and you're the first person to get front row tickets to blank? Who would it be? Mason, I think I know one of your answers, obviously. Anybody else other than the Beach Boys would wait first in line? I've been here all night to buy tickets for.
I would love to get like front row seats like Paul or Ringo.
Okay. Yeah, right. That I was going to bring up Beatles and Monkeys, of course. I would love to have front row to Paul. Ringo, I was 5th row. The first 4 rows at my venue here were for the donors, the ones that throw out the damn money. So 5th row all the way back is for the plebes, the not so well-to-dos. I love being front row on stuff. God, it's just, but the way they do things now, like Grateful says, Ticketmaster's always been a bunch of crap. It's true. And now with this investigation that they're starting, it looks like they had their hands in the till more than once. They were some of the ticket sellers, so they double dipped, maybe even triple dip, and you're sitting here, and the one who gets fucked over is the fan. Pearl Jam tried to do something. I will give Pearl Jam kudos. They really tried to change it. They even sued Ticketmaster. And I'm like, good for you, I said, because somebody needed to. Record Crate says, Amy Ivor says, Bill Graham is rolling over in his grave. I probably would agree with that statement. Pros and cons. live, either on the Here or Animals tour. I would have loved to have gone to one of those two tours and have front row for Floyd. But yeah, I mean, Roger Waters doesn't get enough love. I honestly don't think that Pros and Cons album is good. I like Radio Chaos. That's good. That's like Radio Chaos was like the last Roger Waters thing that I remember getting heard on the radio was What God Wants, God Gets. And I'm trying to think here. I think, oh God, it's either Jeff Beck or Eric Clapton. I think it's Beck plays guitar on that song, the solos. What's up with the StubHub? It's like 3 times the face. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, and I don't want to. I'm just alleged. I don't want to get sued by anybody. I can't even afford one regular suit, let alone a lawsuit. And so supposedly they might have had their filthy little fingers into StubHub too. That's why I'm talking about the double dip, triple dip shit. It's just not right. Sure, Ticketmaster is part of the snipping community. Yes, Radio Chaos is excellent. I would love to find that on vinyl. I don't know if they've ever put that on vinyl. I think I do have a CD lying around here of that album somewhere. And I did get Roger Waters' last studio album. I reviewed it on Psycho's Platters here. It's a good album. I don't think it's great. There is some political rhetoric, but you're used to that in a Roger Waters kind of way. But it still was a good record. I'll give it that. It's a music mafia for real, Grateful says. They are in on it together, probably. You're probably very right. It's, like I said, us fans are screwed. The only ones that I didn't have to play that game with, and I know this, I don't know if you've ever been to a county fair for music, Mason. I've been to enough of them that at least, now I don't know if they've changed it since I've been up there, but it used to be first come, first served in regards to the seatings for that and most festivals. If I wasn't working backstage like I did with Eddie Money and Night Ranger, or been in, went back there like the Romantics, I would get, I first, hours early with my lawn chair and get real close like I did with 38 Special and Ides of March. And who the hell is that other one? There was another one that I ended up getting very front row outdoorsy to. What the hell was it? I don't remember now. That's sad. But, Buckingham's and New Colony 6. Some awesome 60s Chicagoland bands that are still playing, too. Still playing. Oh, lots of goodies coming out here at the winter 2022 end of things. Another one that I'm interested in, if you're a Who fan, John Entwistle's Oxumed, which is a bunch of demos and live stuff that never saw the light of day. Your opening track, for example, I can't wait to hear this stuff. Bogeyman with Keith Moon on drums. That goes to show you how long he had that. And from the story is that John finished that demo before John died in 2001. Let's see here. Indeed, Paul, that is what the term festival seating used to mean. Yeah, and the thing is that if it wasn't for the whole Riverfront, the Who, December 79, where everybody got trampled on, I think that it would have gone, a lot more. But it is what it is. We have now hit that hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. Like I promised, this was going to only be for an hour. because I do have to take care of some things. I'd like to thank Mason for being on here. I apologize for the
Absolutely.
internet snafus that were going and I want everyone to have a Merry Christmas. And as we also start heading towards the Happy New Year, I hope 2023 will be good and kind to us. And I want to thank everybody here in the Peanut Gallery. I really love all of you guys. The VC is literally like my second fate. At least that's how I feel about it. Thank you, Walrus, and everybody. Take care. God bless. And you'll be 22 episode about all the musicians we have lost in this year. There's a lot. Oh, is there a lot? Take care. God bless. Rock on. Always powered by coffee. Each and every time. Merry Christmas. Happy Kringle and all that other holly jolly.